and welcome everybody to this virtual tour. And I see like there are like many participants from outside Nepal as well, from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and even from I have seen somebody from Sydney as well. So I would be basically speaking in English, although I see many participants there from Nepal as well, and from different corners of Nepal. I see from somebody from Japa and somebody from Surkhet as well. So welcome to the tour. Today I'll be taking all of you from uh, Bagmati, Thapathali to Tekudoban. But first, I'm like, for those who don't know about Kathmandu Valley, let me tell you a little bit about Kathmandu Valley and Bagmati River, why it's very important. So Kathmandu, as you all know, I mean, it's capital city of Nepal. And I mean, like, it has like three districts inside it, Lalitpur, Kathmandu, and Bhaktapur. So today, I'll be taking you along the Bagmati River. Bagmati River is one of the holiest river for Nepalese and for Hindus as well from around the world. So it starts from Shivapuri, the water catchment of Kathmandu Valley, and it meets with Bishnumati at Tekudaban, where we'll be taking you today. And it goes out from the Kathmandu Valley at Chobar Hills. So legends say that Manjusri came to Kathmandu when it was a huge lake, and then Manjusri cut the Chobar Valley open, and then all the water drained out, and the valley was habitable, so everybody could, I mean, like, start living here. So now, without further ado, let me take you to this tour. So first, starting from here, when we start, it's at I mean like you'll see a breeze which is red in color. That's why it's called Ratopul. In Nepali, Rato means red, and Pul means breeze. So it was built by Prime Minister, one of the Rana Prime Ministers, Chandra Samsher. So most of, I mean, like, Nepalese know about Ranas and about the autocratic rule that, I mean, like, they did in Nepal for like more than 100 years. But for, I mean, those of you who are from outside Nepal, let me tell you a little bit about Rana regime. So Janga Bahadur Rana, he was the first Rana prime minister who took all the power in his hands and then he started ruling as the de facto ruler. The kings were there, but I mean, like, they were just marionettes in the hand of Rana prime ministers, and Rana prime ministers ruled, I mean, like, the Nepal at that time, the Himalayan kingdom for like 100 years. So I mean, like, I see. I mean, there's some sort of like chat going on. So can all of you please mute your microphones? And I see there's one chat, somebody saying that he's not able to get the audio. So for that, just get to the left-hand corner of your screen where you'll see a microphone, and if you just click that, you can select a speaker and a microphone. I guess that will solve your issue. So please mute your microphones, and then we can, I mean, like, talk about these places later after, I mean, like, we complete the tour. So yeah, so that bridge, it was built by Chandra Samsher, one of the Rana prime ministers. And as you move next to the Ratopul, you'll see a chess park, which is called Thapathali Chess Park. So the Kathmandu Valley, the traffic, you'll see, it's very, I mean, like, actually this bridge, it links two districts, Lalitpur and Kathmandu, and there's a huge traffic in that area. But if you come to the chess park, it's quite, you feel that, it's calm, peaceful. You'll get that serene environment there, and you'll see a lot of people playing chess from morning till evening. So that's how, I mean, like, one of the open spaces remaining in Kathmandu Valley. And if you pass a little bit, I mean, like, west to the chess park, then you'll see there are akhadas. So uh, when in Hindi, Nepali, Sanskrit, akhada means place. So but actually in, I mean, like, for people, I mean, like, in India, this akhada means like place where people come together and wrestle. these akhadas are a little bit different. So there are like 4 akhadas. One is Nath Akhada, and one is Dasnami or Sannyasi Akhada, another is Udasi Akhada, and the fourth one is Bairagi Akhada. So at that time, why akhadas were built was that, I mean, like when, I mean, sadhus and saints, they came from India and all of the places on a pilgrimage tour to Kathmandu Valley. They used to stay here. They used to get free accommodation and free food here. But this tradition, it still continues. And during the Shivaratri time, if you visit these akhadas, you'll see a lot of sadhus and saints in this area. So I mean, like they get food and they get free accommodation. They stay here, and while returning back, they get some money as well. So we have now some caretakers as well. So you are seeing those caretakers of those akhadas. So those caretakers are appointed by Guti, one of the organizations which manages all the temples and all the heritage sites in this area. So if we move a little bit further west towards west from this these akhadas, 4 akhadas. But before moving, let me tell you one of the very I mean, like interesting facts about one of the akhadas. So if you come to Udasi Akhada, it's very historical for not only for Hindus but for Sikhs as well, because Guru Nanak, when he came, when he was on his tour to uh, uh, Kailas, he stayed here and he wrote one of the Guru Granth Sahibs here. So they have one copy of Guru Granth Sahib written by Guru Nanak by his own hands here. So it's now going to be turned into a museum. So if you plan to visit this area, don't miss this place, because it's really, I mean, like you won't get to see Guru Granth Sahib, the holy book of Sikhs, written by the Guru Nanak himself. So this is really important place here. And if you move little bit west to west from this area, these 4 akhadas, then you'll get to see a white dome-shaped temple, which is one of the most beautiful temples in Kathmandu Valley. So, which we call the temple Janga Hiranya Hem Narayan Temple. So, I mean, such a long name, it might sound a little bit interesting. So, and there's a interesting story as well. So, Janga Bahadur built this temple, this Kalmochan Ghat as well. So Ghat is the place where, I mean, like people cremate their, I mean, like cremate dead bodies. And Kalmochan Ghat, why, I mean, like they kept the name Kalmochan Ghat, is that there's a black day in Nepalese history when Kot massacre happened. So Kot massacre happened when, I mean, like Janga Bahadur killed more than 40 court officials in the court, and then all the dead bodies, I mean, like they say that the dead bodies were buried here, and Janga Bahadur built this temple for penance to, I mean, like to get some sort of mental relief from the murder that he did in the court. And so he named the temple Janga Hiranya Hem Narayan Temple. So it's interesting. See, Janga is his name, Hem and Hiranya and Hem are two queens, name of two queens of Janga Bahadur. And after that comes the name of Lord Narayana, after whom the temple is. So inside you'll see Lord Narayana, and there's a huge
Sorry.
statue of Garuda as well in front of the temple. And you'll see a huge statue of Janga Bahadur standing next to the Garuda as well. And now, okay, somebody saying that Nepali mein bolda ramro huntyo. So yeah, somebody is saying that it would be really good, I mean, like if I speak in Nepali. But thank you for that. But I mean, like there are friends from Bangladesh, India, and somebody from Sydney as well, and some are like English speaking people. So I guess I would stick to English. So thank you for that. And then if you move a little bit west, then you'll find a small river. Actually, it's a rivulet, not a river, which is called Tukucha. So we call Tukucha Kola, which originates in the Kathmandu Valley itself and ends in Kathmandu Valley itself. So it is one of the man-made river. So it also has it is also called Ichumati River, because one of the queens, she wanted the river to flow from the royal palace. So one of the kings, he decided to take the river from palace and then take it out from the palace, and uh, the river ends in like meets with Bagmati River here. But right now the Tukucha, it has turned into a stinky drain, because people throw all the garbage and everything out there. But still, there are some organizations which are cleaning Bagmati and rivers like Tukucha in Kathmandu Valley. So if you move little bit uh, north from this river, you'll come to a chalk, which is a roundabout, but it's not a roundabout, but we call it chalk, which is Baidya Chowk. So it was named in honor of Hutaram Baidya, who is one of the crusaders of cleaning Bagmati. He started cleaning Bagmati River, but actually he was an agricultural engineer. But later he turned into an activist, and he started cleaning Bagmati River. And after him, many other organizations have come together and they are cleaning Bagmati River. So out of respect, we call him Bagmati Ba. So this is also one of the real, places that you must visit. The Baidyas, Baidya means, uh, the Ayurvedic doctors. So actually they came from Bhaktapur to treat the eye ailment of one of the Rana queens. And later they stayed here at Baidya Chowk. So now let's go a little bit west. And if we go a little bit west, just through the road, and then if we turn towards south, you'll come to a big temple, which is called Tripureshwar Bahadev Temple. It is one of the largest temple complex in this Bagmati area, and one of the most beautiful temple built during the Saha dynasty. It was built by Queen Lalit Tripura Sundari, the wife of Rana Bahadur Shah, one of the Shah kings. And it's a huge, temple complex. And inside the temple complex, there's also one of the museums where you can see all the folk instruments. So if you are interested into folk music, then you'll see more than 600 folk instruments here. And now let's go a little bit westwards. If we just go a little bit westwards, then you'll come to another ghat, which is called Chandra Ghat, which was built by Chandra Samsher, again one of the Rana prime ministers who built that bridge, the Ratopul that I was talking earlier. And here you'll find a huge, lodge sort of building, which was used for uh, accommodation of royal guests at that time. So that's why it is called Musafir Khana. But right now, a large part of Musafir Khana, it has been occupied by the district police office and eye hospital, Tripureshwar Eye Hospital. So now, if we just walk along this river, then you'll come to Juddha Ghat, another ghat which was built by another Rana prime minister, Juddha Samsher. Then you'll come to another ghat called Purohit Ghat. So Purohit Ghat, actually, why I'm talking about this Purohit Ghat to you is that it's a really interesting incident that happened a few years ago, when a French artist, Seb Toussa and Spag, that is his name, and he had a team. He came here and he started painting graffiti on one of the sattal. Sattal means a rest house in Nepali. So, which was like very old sattal, but he started painting and putting a lot of different type of graffiti out there. And all the art lovers at that time in Kathmandu Valley, they were they really didn't like this, because it's such a old heritage site, and somebody coming from France and painting all sorts of graffiti on that structure, it doesn't sound good. So there was quite uproar among the Kathmanduites. But later when we talked with the artist, he said that one of the priests, he asked them to asked their team to paint the sattal, because none of the authorities were listening to the priest. He wanted his place to be painted. So that's a sad part. So, and I mean, like, if you see, I mean, like, still inside the Satal and inside the in the Purohit Ghat, you'll see many different intricate carvings, wood carvings, and different statues as well. So here, I mean, like, I mean, like, request you to look at one of the conjoined lions. So a lion with two bodies but one head. So you can see in other temples as well. But if you see that lion in this temple, it's just like a three-dimensional lion. So from one side, if you see, it's like one lion with one body. But I mean, like, if you see from a little bit farther distance, then you'll see one lion with two bodies. And then if you just move a little bit west, then you will come to Hanuman Ghat. Sorry, Hanuman Ghat. And then Hanuman Ghat here. Sorry, my kid is coming. So, baby, can you just go a little bit away? So, Hanuman Ghat is Hanuman Ghat is there's a huge statue of Hanuman. That's why we call it Hanuman Ghat. And sorry for the interruption. So my kid came into my room. So uh, here, I mean, like, you'll see a huge statue of Hanuman, and there's a Ram temple as well. And this is the only live place where you'll get to see bhajans early in the morning and in the evening. So it's one of the lively place where old people and people who are, I mean, like, religious, they come here on regular basis, and they do puja and they do bhajans and chants here. Now, as we walk a little bit west, then you'll see a suspension bridge again. I mean, like, you saw that bridge which was red. Now this bridge, it's black, so we call it Kalopul, which again connects two districts, Lalitpur and Kathmandu districts. And one thing special about this bridge is that at that time, all the materials to build this bridge, I mean, they were brought from France, so it's special. So I mean, like, so people say it French breeze. Now let's move a little bit west again. So now we come to a place which is called Tekudovan, where, I mean, like, two holy rivers, Bagmati and Vishnumati, meet together. It is the confluence of two sacred rivers. And as you know, in Hinduism, the confluence is regarded as a holy place. And here you'll see a very beautiful temple, which is called Radha Krishna temple. So we have like two or three different types of temples. One is Shikhara style temple, one is like a pagoda style temple, another is dome style temple, but this one is like Shikhara style temple. And uh, it is built of terracotta bricks, but right now it's being reconstructed by UNESCO. And next to, I mean, like, this place, this temple, you'll find lot many stone sculptures of Hindu deities along with Buddhist chaityas. So uh, even, I mean, Buddhists and Hindus, they come together to worship at this place. So, and this is also called Chintamani Tirtha by Buddhists. So now let me again, I mean, like, let's go a little bit further. So if we go a little bit north from this area, you'll come across another beautiful temple, which is called Jagannath temple. It is again another Sikhara style temple, and it is again built of terracotta bricks. So this is temple of again uh, Lord Vishnu. Yeah, so Jagannath. So and it's really, I mean, like, a beautiful temple. But I mean, like, the authorities, they have not, I mean, like, reconstructed it after the earthquake. So there are small damages to this building, this temple, but I guess they will again, I mean, like, reconstruct and I mean, like, make this temple more beautiful again. So yeah, so we have now come to the end a little bit earlier of this tour. So thank you for joining me. And now I guess we can take your questions. So I mean, if you have any question, please type in your questions in the chat box, and then I'll get back to you.